All right, it says, come on, YouTube. There it is, baby. YouTube's going. Hold on. Let's get Twitter going.
There's like a 1 second time delay.
Okay, you guys are up and running.
Oh, I just got a notification.
I'm going off.
All right. You ready to go, Tim?
I'm ready.
You just hit it?
Sure.
Greetings, this is how it goes up. You're about to embark on what most would say is a debacle of sports and entertainment programming, but nonetheless, here it is. The Tim and Scott Sports Show, which unequivocally is the worst and most unoriginal name for a show I've ever heard. With that said, I bid you a farewell and good luck. All righty then. Welcome and to the Scott and Tim Sports Show presented by EasyMedicalStore.com. Also streaming live tonight, Timothy B. Boyle on STSPN, Twitter Sphere, YouTube, everywhere. I am Scott Ohsman sitting in the friendly confines of the Manhunt Studios. Timothy Boyle, you are at Boyle Theater, Boyle Studios over there.
Yes, indeed. How are you, Scott?
I'm doing great. A happy Wednesday night as we're recording this tonight. I hope everyone's safe out there. I feel like we're the last two standing.
Well, we had to do Wednesday night because there was like Tuesday night football, Wednesday morning football. So
yes. Now you are, for those that aren't watching the stream, you are wearing your Dolphins jersey to a Tagovailoa.
Yes, courtesy of you, by the way. Thank you very much. That was a solid little Hanukkah gift.
Exactly. Happy half Hanukkah.
Thank you.
Starts Friday, by the way.
My first Dolphins jersey ever.
Is it really?
And by the way, I think it starts at sundown tomorrow. But I'm only half.
Sundown tomorrow. Yes, Thursday. Correct.
Full Jew like you. I'm only half. But
yeah. No,
by my data, it says sundown tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, that's good to know. Your mic is. Can you get your mic? Do you have your little phone book and the whole thing with the mic?
Yeah, I do. Do I need a little closer?
Yeah, get a little closer. Or bring it up. I don't know. Maybe we'll get you another.
How's that?
Do they even have phone books anymore?
What is a phone book?
Yeah, exactly. You need a little stand or something. You're coming in weak. I don't like how your audio.
So you're coming in a little weak too.
Am I really?
Yeah.
We're both weak. I think it's because of the streamosphere. It's probably the streamosphere.
I'd like to chime in and say that you guys sound wonderful.
Okay, it's just on my recording. On my recording here, we got multi. It's a multicast. So Tim Boyle, when we last spoke, we were heading into as 11-point favorites against the New York Giants at home. The Seattle Seahawks. They absolutely take a fat dump.
That was just a historic loss on all aspects of the game. Everything.
Yes.
And by the way, the 11-point favorite. When do the Seahawks ever win by 11 points? Well,
never.
I can answer that question for you.
Thank you.
Like about once a year, they'll win a game by double digits. And it doesn't matter how bad the team is they're playing. And by the way, it's a fluke when it happens. It doesn't happen. It just happens by accident because they'll get a pick six or something. But they certainly don't try to win any game by 10 points. I'm going to tell you that right now.
No, but also even 11-point spreads in the NFL are pretty rare. I mean, that's a lot of points in the NFL.
Yeah, but my point though is the Seahawks. They're that team that they're going to win by 3. It doesn't matter who they're playing. If they're going to win, they're going to win by typically like 3 or 4 points.
And they're usually only, if they're favored, it's only 3.5. It's usually
right. Correct.
So we're presented by EasyMedicalStore.com. Also, just want to welcome in. You heard the voice of Todd Elvey, the 5-tool player here, streaming on STSPN. You can go and watch that anywhere on look up Snohomish Times Sports. Network, the STSPN, right? The YouTube channel, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. We will, so I just wanted to kind of reset there here. It's Wednesday night. You've got your New Jersey on. You're feeling good. We both have a couple beverages going, although you don't have like the guzzler you had last week. You don't have the Pendleton and Diet Coke guzzler.
Well, that's because I did that after the Seahawks game, and I had to mellow out a little bit. I was so upset.
That was like a
sign. That went right into the Coug debacle right after the Seahawks game.
God, what a weekend!
Oh, it was
an absolute horrible weekend.
I'm a little disappointed you didn't come check on me.
You're right. I should have sent somebody to check on you. I should have texted Nurse Mindy. Is like, is he okay?
I could be at the bottom of the Snohomish River or something.
Well, we were talking about this because part of me, I'm so pissed off. I'm so distraught, fired up. I'm breathing fire and blood, right? I mean, I'm just so hot. But sometimes I wish we did the show right afterwards because we could just vent.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we might have to try that sometime, but I don't know. We might break a bunch of rules on the SEC or whatever it's called.
The FCC, yeah.
I don't know how many swear words they allow per hour, but we would be pushing the envelope, let me tell you.
But I'm almost glad we didn't because I watched the post game on our local KJR Seattle sports radio. And I love, again, we've talked about Dave Softy Mahler, who's on KJR, who was just, I sent you the tape.
I watched it.
Isn't that at least, I don't know, it made me feel better.
Well, I think he's saying exactly what we've been saying forever.
Yeah.
And one of the things that really had me just chapped beyond belief is everybody let's just be fair. Fat Russ played like shit. There's no other way to put it, right?
No.
He played like shit. Everybody comes out of the woodwork to make excuses for him. Everywhere. Oh, he must be hurt. Oh, his offensive line isn't very good. Oh, he doesn't have Carson. He doesn't have Hyde. He's got this, he's got that. They make excuses constantly for the guy. You know what? He's playing like garbage. And I'm tired of the excuses. And the coaching staff, they're coaching like garbage. We're getting out coached. We're getting outplayed. On every aspect of the game.
I know we're an embarrassment as usual. And now all of a sudden, Joe Judge, the head football coach of the New York Giants, is like coach of the year. I literally heard this on Tony Kornheiser, and I've heard on ESPN this morning. Should Joe Judge be coach of the year? What?
They're not even 500.
Oh my God. All of a sudden, the NFC East, which was the doormat, is now the popular, the hot, trendy pick. What?
Okay, just let me put it in perspective. Okay, yeah, they beat the Seahawks, but let me tell you something. That was the first game in the entire division for the whole season that they've beaten a team above 500.
Yes.
For the entire division for the whole year.
Unbelievable.
Of course, then Washington ends up beating Pittsburgh, which we'll talk about that later.
We are going to talk about that. But that's
part of the reason I'm wearing my Dolphin jersey. Nothing against Pittsburgh, but my 1972 Dolphin season is safe in the books right now.
Yes, the great tweet, if you haven't seen it, Larry Zonka drinking some scotch, having a cigar, toasting the loss of Pittsburgh.
He was drinking some scotch, but the next morning they wake up and do champagne.
Oh, yes, that's right.
I believe. Don't they do champagne? Or maybe they do champagne that night. I don't know.
No, I don't know, but Kathy Conley Factor was I did get a text from Mike Factor, the certified brain health coach, that he not a good game, was not happy with the Pittsburgh performance.
Yeah, and I apologize to Kathy. I don't wish any ill will on Pittsburgh at all. I just didn't want them to go undefeated. It's actually a good thing for them. They can actually not worry about that perfect record. They can concentrate on playing football. She might need to send me a terrible towel is what she might need to do. Then I might slightly root for him.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're never going to say no to a gift.
That's true.
So now the good thing about Wednesday, if for our Seattle listeners, anybody out there, again, shout out to the military listeners out there from Seattle, or for whatever reason, they're a Seahawk fan. the good thing about doing on Wednesday is Tim listens to different stuff than I do. Sometimes we share back and forth articles. I listen to stuff. Al Messina, father-in-law, big shout out to Al, big listener, part of the Faithful 29. He sent me a couple articles. The one thing is, number one, Colt McCoy, who hasn't played in umpteen years. He hurt his leg. One of the other, Washington football team, he got a little playing time, then he got hurt. His QBR was higher than $35 million hashtag trade fat Russ.
Yeah, you're talking about a backup who hasn't won a game since 2014. I'll do the quick. It's been over 6 years since he's won a game, and he outplays Russell Wilson.
Yeah, he does what you're supposed to do to win. And one of the things I was saying, because we listen to different stuff, here's the other thing that drives. So it drives you crazy that people are making excuses for Russ. I get that. At $35 million a year, which I know is a bargain now, we joke about that. He's due for criticism. And Hugh Millen, who's played in the NFL for years, is a clipboard holder, but a backup. He's on the local radio. He just looks like a distracted quarterback, meaning he's not anticipating stuff. He had 5 sacks for 47 freaking yards.
And he's been sacked 40 times this year. The only one that's been sacked more is Carson Wentz.
Yes.
The only player in the NFL. But Russ is supposed to have wheels. Russ is supposed to be elusive and all this, and he gets sacked all the time. And Scott, the problem with his sacks is he takes them on third down all the time.
Yeah,
there'll be a important third down. He always takes a sack. And by the way, on the 4th down play, when it was 4th and 18, he had like 4 players wide open. And he didn't hit them. I think Tyler Lockett was wide open over the middle. So and the other thing is when he's missing receivers by a good margin, like all the time.
Yeah. Now there's all kinds of plausible things with Russ because he is the Iron Man of the NFL. He has not missed a start in like umpteen years, right? He's unbelievably
Yeah, he hasn't
durable.
missed a start, period.
And so he always plays hurt. God knows he gets the shit kicked out of him half the time. Like I said, he's one of the highest sacked quarterbacks. So he could have a bum this, a bum that. We don't know. But of course, nobody talks about it. He's not going to say. He's going to use an excuse. The other big thing is everybody's like, oh, well, the defense is playing well. No, they're not. They're not playing well. They're still not playing well. And they're still playing well below what they should be.
And when Colt McCoy, and by the way, they don't have Shaquan Barkley either. They don't have their starting running back or their starting quarterback, and you're getting shredded by these guys.
Yeah, they 190 yards. Goldman. Have you ever heard of Goldman?
Who?
Wayne Goldman. Not Wayne Newton. Wayne Goldman.
You know what they should have done is they should have put him at quarterback, and he would have shredded us too.
Goldman.
By the way, that's another point. I think we talked about it on our last pod. I was worried because there was going to be a backup quarterback.
Yes, you did. In fact, another shout out again, Mitchell Owens. He's been on. I mention him every time. He actually texts me. He goes, "I blame Tim because he put the whammy for the backup quarterback."
What can I say? I mean, it's every time. I'd rather face Tom Brady or Drew Brees. We actually have a good record against some of those guys. We've beaten those guys. We've beaten Aaron Rodgers and all these marquee quarterbacks, but hell, put us in with one of the scab picket line crossers and they don't have a prayer.
No, it's unbelievable, dude. Colt McCoy, again, it's not like he had this unbelievably epic game. I mean, it was 5-0 for a while. It was
5-0, but Scott, the offense only scored 3 of those points.
I know.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, DJ Dallas, who I like, good God, man, pick the ball up. It's not like you're a 350-pound, offensive lineman who can't catch anything. He's in the end zone for the touchdown and then knocks it away, and it turns into a safety.
Yep, and it just by like a couple inches, too, it looked like.
Yeah, so the defense is still sucks, okay? I'm going to just say that. They are, Goldman has 135 yards on 16 flipping carries, although up until he broke that big 60-yarder, they actually were kind of holding them in check. It was weird.
Yeah. The other thing we have we need perspective on this.
Wait,
the
well,
Seahawks,
hold on.
all their wins.
Hold on. You are going to give us perspective?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I know that's shocking, but in all their wins, the teams that we've won, the combined record is 41-54. So the teams we've beat, they're 13 games under 500. And in addition to that, we got the easiest schedule remaining for the rest of the year.
Or do
I don't know. Are the Seahawks going to beat the Jets? Seriously.
I know.
You're laughing and everything, but I don't know.
I'm not. I said I'm laughing because I'm laughing as I do. You know, I either laugh at you or myself. That's how how this works.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
You said
I'm laughing too because honestly I don't know if they're going to beat the Jets.
But as we talked before we went on air, as I never listen, sometimes I can't do two things, and so you say things and I repeat it. But what I was saying, you said we have the easiest schedule, and I'm like, well, do we now? I mean, the Washington football team, they're hot. They just beat Pittsburgh. They're playing well. The Giants, everyone says, oh, the Giants are going to win. Their defense is unbelievable. Yes, I mean, they out. What's remarkable, you have receivers open. Yes, we have a tackle that is our 4th-string tackle. I don't care. That's one of freaking 11 dudes.
Well, everybody struggles with the injuries. I mean,
yes.
Hey, keep in mind, was it 3 years ago, Washington came into Seattle, and half their team was hurt, and everybody was like, oh, this is wonderful. It's a time for the Seahawks to get healthy, blah, blah, blah. And I think we were coming off an ugly loss. We ended up losing to Washington at home when I think we might have been a double-digit favorite that night. But I think your cousin Blair Witch Project missed 3 field goals in that game. Seriously, I think he did. Maybe 3 and an extra point. I don't remember specifically, but I think it was 3 field goals or minimum of 2. And we ended up losing to Washington. They were banged up huge. They had their whole offensive line was gone. But that's kind of what the Seahawks do.
Well, and thank you for that great segue into kickers.
Yes.
So again, they don't kick the field goal early. I'm going nuts. Or no, that was the Monday night game or something.
Yeah, that was the previous game.
Yeah, but the kickers. Can someone explain this to me? Maybe you can explain it. These are professional kickers. Okay, the game on Sunday, we actually had a decent weather. It's turned into absolute dog shit as usual. It's partly to mostly shitty as the forecast. Why do we not kick it in the end zone? When Myers kicks off, why do we have to kick it to a guy so he runs back? Our special teams isn't exactly thrilling either, other than our punter. And again, Myers is kicking well. But why do they have to kick off to somebody? Why can't they put that in the end zone?
I have no idea what the rationale behind that is. But it's another segue into it. The other thing, speaking of kickers, so we got our kicker hasn't missed a field goal the entire year. I think he's one of only 2 kickers who have not missed yet. We were 4th and 6 on their 37-yard line, and we punted.
Yeah.
Okay. Why not? Okay. One, why not go for it, or why not kick a 54-yard field goal? It wasn't like the conditions were that bad, right?
No.
So why not kick a 54-yard field goal? He made a 61-yarder. Why would you punt from the 37-yard line? And you're going to get 17 yards of field position? I just don't. That's the whole thing. It's like the coaching was horrible too.
Yeah.
You got a kicker that can make a 54, 55-yard field goal. Guaranteed. Well, it's not guaranteed, but there's a really good chance he's going to make that.
Yeah, we're going to have our special kicker, Spencer Pettit, the weapon on. He's going to figure out why the heck, what's going on with the kickers. I mean, in college, it drives me crazy. It drives us, it's the most underrated position ever. It should be recruited.
Well, we finally have a decent one.
Yeah, I know. Myers.
Yeah. But
Myers and Goldman.
It's the coaching. What's his rationale for that decision?
I don't know. And they were saying, I mean, a lot of people pontificating. Basically, that was one of the worst losses of the Carroll Wilson era here, if not the worst, one of the worst. And Shitty Shoddy, our offensive coordinator, what the hell? The other big issue was we get Carson back. We've had umpteen games without Carson, one of the best running backs in the league. Do we use him? No.
No. We're running. I think the first game we ran him like 7 carries or something.
Yeah, and it's not like we weren't running on him. It's not like we weren't actually successful on him. I mean, he had 13 carries, 65 yards. He averaged five a carry.
Yeah, so the rationale would be keep running him. Unless, they've obviously got him on a pitch count. He can pitch like 2 innings or whatever. But I don't know what it is. I mean, my guess is they have him on some type of run count.
I don't know. That is just insanity. It's so hard to watch. It's just my blood is boiling. And of course, I'm sitting there watching and I can't do anything. I'm stressed out. I can't. Everyone knows. And my wife won't even, Aaron's like, I can't watch football with you because you're stressed out, even though I'm not even saying a word. I mean, I'm angry texting you and you and I are angry texting back and forth. And then I had to.
My wife can feel the angry texting. I'm not even saying anything. She can feel the anger in the text they're not even coming to her.
I know Aaron's like, so really football, you want us all to be stressed out because we're not stressed out enough about everything else going on. You have to.
I like to be stressed out about the Seahawks.
So do I, but that's what they don't understand. They don't understand the feeling. This is a dude only segment.
Yes. It's one of our God-given rights.
I know I'm crazy and stupid.
I get stressed out when they're winning, and when they won, I'm stressed out. It's just part of the makeup of the Seahawks. Because even when they win, half the time it's ugly.
God. Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick break, I guess, and then we'll talk about their upcoming foe, the 0-12. Almost got a win there with the Las Vegas.
Talk about that.
All right.
Too funny.
All right, we'll take a quick break. It's so much better that we do this on Wednesday because we are so much calmer than we were Sunday night.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I don't know if I'd be able to do it.
No, it was drooling, especially for streaming. It would not be good for anybody. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. You're listening and watching, I guess, on STSPN, the Scott and Tim Sports Show.
I'm going to go replenish real quick.
Excellent. You got to get a fridge in there.
I agree.
For those of you watching on STSPN streaming, I'm sorry. Todd Helvig, the 5-tool player coming back maybe into the audio, or you just not
I'm
listening?
here.
There he is. Tim's audio.
It's going great. I think we lost one viewer.
Oh, well, that was easy.
So
one of one.
It's working well on both YouTube and Twitter.
Excellent. We lost our first viewer and our only viewer, so we're down to 0 viewers, which is about right for us. Tim's audio.
I like that jersey.
Weak.
My audio's weak.
That's just into my machine and my recording.
Yeah, it's a little weak here too. It's kind of flat.
And I just realized my headphones don't even work, and I've been using them the whole time. The audio's coming through the thing. Maybe that's
this is why your mic is not working. You're not on your mic. We just did 20-some minutes. Yeah, that's what it is. Your mic is not how it normally seems because your headphones go into the mic, correct? And then the mic goes in the USB.
Yeah.
So you got to go.
This is how it's been hooked up every time. And
but go down to the bottom there where you see your little audio, and that'll let you choose what audio you're going to use.
Yeah, to me, it's right to the right of the mic on the website on the web. Yeah, has little settings, and then I pick the mic.
Oh, he's got touchscreen.
Yeah, he's on the iPad.
Oh yeah.
That was a great first segment. Too bad nobody heard it.
Oh, I got iPad microphone.
You don't want that.
That's what you're on, I think. Oh. Now
Let's
what?
See.
Oh, that sounds a little better.
That.
Say
something.
Still
isn't.
Check 1 2.
Testing 1 2. Testing
no,
1 2.
It's not right. It's not. It's not choosing that. Do the iPad audio. What's your choices? This is riveting. If anybody's watching,
I got iPad microphone. It just says iPad microphone. I think what it is, it's this thing isn't working at all.
Well, if it was a PC, I would tell you just to unplug the USB on that microphone and plug it back in. See if it shows up.
Well,
it works perfect on the Zoom.
Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, we lost him.
No, we have him, but now, yeah. So
yeah, that muted me.
Oh, I see.
I don't know, guys.
So to the right, the top right, the settings. It doesn't. Yeah. It says
settings
microphones.
For me, it's just
it's
front camera, back camera, or then it says iPad microphone.
And you plug that in, and you have the microphone picked, and then your mic, the mic you have that goes into the iPad right into underneath, right where the power goes in, right?
Yeah. The mic that just goes into where.
And that thing's on, right? That thing's fired up.
Yeah, it's yeah. There is no off on this. Once you plug it in.
Yeah, it should be.
You see, you were meant to sell what you sell. I won't say what you sell, but you're perfect for that job.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Because you're not being very technical with the mic there. You're flashbangs are.
I've never had to be technical with the mic. It just works when it's plugged in.
It might be something with the rendezvous that is what it's choosing for your microphone.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Okay, back to the show.
Okay, well, the audio sucks, so I'm not really.
Did that change anything? That change anything?
Nope. I mean, you're using the microphone, I think, on the iPad.
I know, but I don't know how. There's no button for me to. There is a button where it says iPad microphone, and I can't uncheck it. There. How about now?
Nope.
It's still. It lit up.
I don't know if your audio file comes in, but all right. Well, that's too bad.
Well, I've got him.
No, I understand, but it's the audio is so weak on my recording, which is what I'm going to use to edit and produce it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll bring it up closer, Scott. Maybe is that better?
That's a little better. It's just so the other one is so great.
Yeah.
Okay. So we come back here. You want to talk about where do you want to go now? You want to go let's keep in the NFL a little bit. I mean, I have another thing, a couple things here. But we got Jalen Hurts starting at the Patriots killed the Chargers, the Jets debacle, Washington over Pittsburgh crack stream. Cleveland beats the Titans. I got a request for more Cleveland talk.
Cleveland just thumped. Yeah, we can talk about that. Oh, nicely done.
Did you hear that? Huh?
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Now there's just as a thing here, the little window where you can see each other. Is there any kind of like little wheel there or a settings little icon in that lets you choose anything?
I can mute myself.
No. It doesn't let you choose any kind of audio or anything.
No.
Yeah, we'll have to troubleshoot that sometime when we're together, because I have a feeling that it's for rendezvous. It's choosing your Mike for you somehow.
Tell it not to, will you? Come on now.
All right, I'm out.
All right. You stay in the NFL here?
Sure.
All right. I'm looking at your list, comparing it to my list, which I never send you because I do it at the last second.
Can talk about now we're the number 5 seed.
Yeah, that's the whole controversy there. But then we'll go into some other games. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
All right, we're back here on the Scott and Tim Sports Show, brought to you by EasyMedicalStore.com. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy. We will have, or who we're going to throw in this week to the chamber there. You can check out Mike Factor, certified brain health coach, on Facebook, Instagram, even his TikTok, which he's got like 20 bazillion followers. He actually did a funny one he sent me the other day. Mike Factor, FACTOR _CBHC. Memory loss, post-concussion, all forms dementia, military discount at EasyMedicalStore.com. And I just cracked myself a brand new cold Coors Light. And I'm going to say Kathy Conley Factor and have a swig, Tim.
Me too. And condolences to Kathy on their first loss there.
Yes, that's tough. And
congrats to my beloved Dolphins, but
yeah. So one of the things that the Seahawks loss does, and this is again, people, we can convince ourselves in the spin zone. Well, we didn't really want to win the division because that means we would have to play the Rams or we'd have to play Arizona, But now we're a 5 seed, so we can go maybe play the Giants again.
Theoretically, well, no, it would be the 5 seed that would get them, right?
It depends, right? Yeah, I think the 5 seed gets it right.
Yeah. Well, it could be Washington, though.
Yes, and I don't know. We have them after the Jets, JETS.
We'll see.
Who's not worried about that game?
Hey, I think we'll probably get by the Jets. By the way, the Jets never should have lost to the Raiders. Never. They had the game. The game was over. And then, what the funny thing about that, they only had like 13 seconds to score a touchdown or something with no timeouts. Then they burn them deep. They burn them deep on second down. Well, the Carr overthrows the guy. And I'm thinking, why are they letting them get so deep? All they got to do is block keep them from scoring a touchdown. The very next play, they do the same thing. And they score, no time left, boom, it's over.
And
it's like the Jets wanted to lose.
And about 3 hours later, they fire Greg Williams, who I don't even know why is still coaching in the NFL. The guy is
Greg Williams he was at Cleveland, right?
He was at Cleveland. He was part of the big thing that got Sean Payton knocked out at New Orleans, the big bounty gate.
Yeah.
I've seen him on Hard Knocks. The guy's just an ass.
He's an arrogant ass.
Oh,
yeah,
I
he
can't
never have been there.
stand him.
But they got their head coach still, right?
Oh, thank God for that. Adam Gase, he's still on the payroll. Gase, he's still getting a check. You mean like Debo Swaney, I said last time?
Yes.
But
anyway, I don't know. The Seahawks will probably win this game. The Jets are probably going to give them a run for their money. By the way, I was listening to the last week's pod. We were dead on with everything with the exception of we thought the Seahawks were probably going to win, but we were dead on with everything else as far as it's going to be close. The Seahawks are going to have to come from behind. They're going to play like crap. The Giants are going to be in it the whole time, blah, blah, blah. We had everything right except, us and millions of other people thought the Seahawks actually might win that game.
Should have won that game.
Yeah.
And then the other last thing, this is like just put this on repeat, just wind it up and let it go every time. DK Metcalf has 177 yards against Philadelphia, right? He comes in here. He dropped a critical ball. He had some huge drops, DK Man Crush, but
he did.
But
that's the knock on him is he does have some drops.
He does. But he's such a beast. Again, I'm just like, they get in these 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 9. I'm just like, put him on a slant and throw him the ball.
And it's frustrating because when they have these 3rd and 9s or 3rd and 7s, They always throw like a 5-yard play and they end up being a yard or two short. And it seems like we're the only team in the NFL that does that.
Oh, it's just obnoxious.
But the other thing is, what happened to Tyler Lockett? Why does Russ not? Tyler Lockett, he either throws to him and he throws to him like 20 times, and Lockett will have like 3 touchdowns and 200 yards, or he doesn't really throw to him at all.
Yeah, it's 6 catches for 63 yards. DK had 5 catches for 80 yards. Tyler had more targets than DK in that game.
Yeah.
One more. But I agree. And then he got banged up. Lockett did.
Yeah, he did.
DJ Moore. I don't know. There's just no excuses. And then the other thing that I can't stand is, Russ is forcing too much. He's had to carry the whole team on his back. He's just got too much. Okay, that story is come and gone. Tim?
That's been the same for 6-7 years.
That's what happened with the Rams. That's what happened when he was in Buffalo and lost his mind, and someone took over for his brain when he like threw it to the other guy in the other jersey. He had a Tom Brady moment.
Well, who's having more of the Tom Brady moment, Russ or Pete? Because I just think Pete's making some just horrid choices.
Put them both in the chamber right now.
They do need to both go in. That's the same. They both need to go in.
Yeah. By the way, Mike Factor texted me after you listened to the last show that Arians, he has one big enough for Arians, for Bruce Arians. He can put one.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Yeah. We wanted to make sure we told him.
They make the jumbo package, huh?
So, but the weird thing about this past weekend and weekdays of the NFL is that a lot of shitty teams won.
Oh, but speaking of that, I'm not necessarily putting Cleveland in that category, but they just destroyed Tennessee.
I know that was.
Although Tennessee did make a comeback.
They did, but that was the early game, and the Baker, he went off early.
Oh, completely.
So Browns fans have to be excited. I mean, they're. I mean, mathematically and everything, they're gonna make the playoffs. I mean, there's got to have some diabolical, weird ass shit going on if they don't. So you have to be excited. I'm rooting for the Browns.
Oh, you got to.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't been. When's the last time they've been like 90? I don't know what. It can't be, because the Mariners have the longest playoff drought in professional sports. So
thank you. Thanks for reminding us of that. That's great. That's super duper. But the Browns look like they could be. This was a big game for them because the Titans are a solid team. Their defense is a little, struggles a little bit. I mean, they came back. Your boy didn't get enough points for you on fantasy.
No.
He started chugging and lugging like he does in the second half, but it wasn't enough. So you just sit there and go, God, I mean, is this the real Cleveland? 41-35. That's a lot of points.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if that's look what happened when they played Pittsburgh last time, though.
I know. But also the weather. This is like their first good weather game they've had in weeks.
For who?
For the Cleveland Browns.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Shouldn't matter. I mean, they should be used to playing in bad weather.
All right. So the other big thing is the Patriots killed destroyed the Chargers, and Cam Newton barely had to do anything.
Was it like 45-0?
Yeah, 45-0.
And now the Patriots are like back to 500.
See, Belichick, you just knew. Knew.
Hold on. Hold the phone. Because who they playing this week? On tomorrow night.
They're playing the Los Angeles Rams.
Now, if you're a Seattle fan, it's a total win-win. I know that really you probably want New England, but if New England loses, they're pretty much out of the playoffs. They'll have 7 losses. They'll have to win out to have a prayer, right?
Yeah, they're 6-6. Yeah.
So I think it's kind of a win-win. Although, I mean, realistically, you probably got to root for New England. But I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah, but last time we had to root for Tommy Boy, he freaking shit the bed.
He did. He for sure did.
Now we're gonna root for Bummer Belichick, the dimmer.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. I don't care if it helps the Seahawks. I'm rooting for the Rams. I can't do it.
And golf.
This could realistically knock them out of the playoffs.
Yeah, it could, and I wouldn't be sad either. I'm not gonna lose sleep over that. Then you have your fins because you're wearing the Tagovailoa. And by the way, he comes back in and he gets a win. I mean, it's an ugly, weird win over Cincinnati, but
who's their starter right now? Because they had Fitz in last week.
Yeah, Tua.
So do they just keep going back and forth?
I think Tagovailoa's in until he messes up or he's just not figuring shit out and they get Fitz in. But
so last week they yanked him at some point.
Who, Tagovailoa?
No, the previous week.
Previous week, yes, they did. Yeah. But now your Finns have Kansas City, who again, everybody, it's like they don't even get any headlines. Mahomes is the MVP until anybody goes different. I'm sorry, Roethlisberger. Although Roethlisberger could barely throw the ball downfield, and like him, Cam Chancellor. Oh my God, Cam Newton, Fig Newton. These guys can barely get the ball down. They still win, but Kansas City's unstoppable, bruh.
Oh, big time. Well, on the MVP talk, don't forget Aaron Rodgers.
I know.
He's like right there. I think he's got the most touchdowns and he's got the highest passer rating so far this year.
And he's doing.
But he's got to be right there. You know who isn't right there? Russ.
Oh, Russ is done. He's
not even close. He's not
again. This is like a history lesson that just keeps happening over and over and over again. So
for sure, he won't get a unless he just absolutely rips it apart the next few weeks. He's not getting even a vote.
No. The other thing I just wanted to mention real quickly for Philadelphia fans out there, because I know we have a couple, Jalen Hurts, they're finally going to get their wish. And I saw on social media, everybody's going behind, feeling bad for Wentz and all this other stuff. I mean, put the kid in. I'm all good. He played a little bit last week, put him in.
Well, now you're going to have two Alabama start. You're going to have Wentz and Tua Hurts and Tua both starting.
Yeah. But he was an Oklahoma boy. I mean, he's in Oklahoma.
Who?
Hurts.
He played through. What do you mean? He played most of his years at Alabama.
No, I know, but then he transferred. Anyway, you have that, and then is Kyler Murray hurt?
They don't claim that. I mean,
yeah, but he just looks a little wobbly. I was going Mark Hyland, the Arizona Cardinal insider. He's like, God, I was texting him. He's like, he texted me. He goes, how does Seattle lose to the Giants? Excellent question, Mark. Astute.
Yeah, we should have him. He should listen to the pod. We're telling him how bad coaching. Russ is playing like crap. The Pete Carroll can't call a play to save his life.
He doesn't call any plays. Shitty shot.
Well, I mean, he's calling some of the stuff. He is calling some of the stuff.
He's making some of the bad decisions. They got to run the ball on first down, like I said. But going back, so we don't know what's going on in Arizona. They're kind of fading out, I guess, a little bit, but they're still going to be.
They're in trouble. They've lost what, 4 of their last 5.
Yeah,
and the only reason they haven't lost 5 of their last 5 was the Hail Mary.
Yep, that's true.
Hail Murray.
And the Hail Murray, exactly. My other thing that I don't know, this bothers me. I text you all the time about this. I mean, whenever I'll whisper it in the household, maybe to my oldest child, because she'll, at least not make a face at me or something, whatever. Well, actually, her and I watch, and we're good. I appreciate it. She loves the NFL. The tackling. Okay, I've talked about this before. What are we doing on the tackling? I know it's like you want the big hit, but not time and time again, wrap them up, put your arms around their hips, their legs, and tackle the person. You see all these plays, these beast mode plays where these guys get it at the 8-yard line and they just macho their way in the end zone and drag people.
And like
nobody's in their ankles.
5 guys are trying to bring him down, but they're not trying to bring him down. Yeah, they need to bring him down low.
What is going on? Where do they start?
Steal the ball, or they want to lay the vicious hit on them.
Is this the problem like we have in baseball when they're 8, 10, 12 years old? They're only taught to just swing up and home runs only?
Yeah.
What's happening?
That's what it is. It's that they want the glory of that hit.
Well, I don't know what happened to tackling, but it's a lost art.
Without a doubt.
Okay, we're going to take a very quick break because we're going to tee it up for college football. Some big announcements as we record this on.
Are they playing college football?
And then also one of the chairman of the board as far as college basketball, Coach K, makes a big announcement today. Yeah. He poses a very good question that you and I have been asking the whole time.
Yeah, let's take a break and regroup, and we'll come back and talk about it.
All right, you're listening to the Scott and Tim Sports Show, also streaming live on STSPN. For those watching the stream, we'll be right here. For those listening, we'll be back in a second. All right. Tim, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, so college, you want to talk about the debacle that happened, which, again, I was just pissed.
Which debacle?
I mean, there's various debacles I was pissed about. I mean, it's just like, where do you begin? Good God.
Yeah, let's talk about, let's come back and talk some college.
Let's see. I just want to look at my little dealie here. I'm looking at your notes. All right. Okay, well, I mean, the Pac-12, I don't even know what to, that's just dead. That's just,
they're a joke.
Dead horse. Did you find it? What, remember that's a joke or something? Did you remember?
Oh, shoot, I forgot to look at, shoot.
No, that's okay.
No, my bad.
All right, I'll do again. I'll open here with a easymedicalstore.com read here. We're at 3640.
Okay.
Back here, Scott and Tim Sports Show, presented by easymedicalstore.com. If you're around, if you need any type of medical services, anything you need, and you happen to live, we have a lot of the contingency down in the Phoenix, Maricopa County area. You can give them a call. Go to easymedicalstore.com. But we are in love with the hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber, and Mike Factor can tell you all about that. You want to follow him, certified brain health coach, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, Mike Factor _CBHC. Memory loss, which I just keep getting more and more of every day, Tim. Post-concussion, I feel like maybe that's something I should look into. Injury recovery, plenty of that.
You got all that. All those. That fits you.
I'm checking every box here. All forms on serious note, and one of the biggest reasons why Mike got involved was Alzheimer's with his father. So all forms of dementia. I say this every time, but if you go on the show where you listen to it, below in the notes, I put the link to the Broadway Joe interview on Howard Stern and how this therapy just literally saved him and cured him. And also want to mention there's a big military discount if you go to easymedicalstore.com. I don't know who we throw in the chamber this week, Tim.
No, Russ and Pete. Both.
That's right. Together. We got the double.
Yeah.
It's like a double hammock.
It's a togetherness thing.
Yeah. Or bunk beds. I think they could set this up bunk beds. And if you haven't checked it out, like we say all the time, Tim, it's actually not that complicated. It's not a huge contraption. It comes in a box. It doesn't take 16 people and 45 pages of just instruction to set it up. It's very simple, very easy to do. So check it out, easymedicalstore.com. Okay, college football. Starting in the Pac-4.
But last week was brutal. So a little tidbit for you. We don't even know the answer to it. We were trying to figure it out. But the Seahawks lost. The Cougs lost. The Huskies lost. Oregon lost. And Oregon State lost. Everybody lost in the Northwest.
Yeah.
We're not sure when that's ever happened before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
remember we tried to put Steve Willits.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But that was
Terrace.
Yeah. Shout out to Steve Willits, by the way. Hope he's doing great. I need to talk to him because he said anytime they've been this big of an underdog, and I was like, it has to be. I remember so many weekends of just sports bummerness.
When all of them lost?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not Oregon State, too.
I know. So California beats them 21-17.
And they were a double-digit favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Utah beats Oregon State. And then Arizona State, Forkham Devils, they freaking suck. They get beat 25-18 in their second game only.
They've only played 2 games.
Yes, they're 0-2.
Jeez. Well, that USC game still haunts me, but
it should. And then I have to start Saturday with the Huskies, my adopted Huskies, coming in at 22, which is a joke. Against the Stanford Cardinal, who is just 1-2 and beat up and all this other stuff. And they again come out in the first half, just like the Seahawks, just get absolutely throttled.
They were down by 21 again, just like they were with Utah.
Yes.
And you and I were texting back and forth. I thought the Huskies were going to come back and do the same thing.
I know. You said, you were like, they're coming back. I'm like, no, they're not.
They were dang close. They were close.
You can't do that, man. You can't do it.
They just did it the week before.
I know,
the
but
only difference is they couldn't stop Stanford's run.
I know. You can't get genie in a bottle every time like that.
Yeah.
You can't do it. So let's move on from the Pac-12 because really, who freaking cares?
Well, no, don't move on yet.
Why?
Oregon and UW this week. Are they going to play or what?
I don't think they are going to play. I mean, that's not official. That's not official, but UW made a release today that they have they're shutting down their practice in the facility because of COVID concerns.
Well, I don't know how they would be able to play when precedent says every other team that's had to do that has had to cancel. So the precedent's kind of been set, so we'll see.
I know. And then
the question is, what are they going to do about a Pac-12 championship?
Make one up? I don't know. I mean, get a hat out, do it like the WIAA does basketball, and make little scraps of paper and put it in a hat and then close your eyes and pick one.
So what I heard is they're thinking about doing Colorado and USC for a Pac-12 championship.
Sure, why? I don't care.
Well, and those are both in the South, though, right?
Who cares? At this point, it's the last little sand, right? It's a grasp of a sand, a grain of sand of some type of revenue, and make it a TV show, which is the college football playoff.
That's exactly what it is. And did you see what the Big Ten's doing?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
So we didn't actually get this right last time. That's my fault.
What did we miss?
Well, because the whole story really about Ohio State playing Michigan and the rule saying the Big Ten rule saying you have to play a minimum of 6 games to be in the championship. Well, then all of a sudden it comes out on Tuesday, Michigan can't play because of COVID. And so everybody and their brother's like, well, there goes that rule.
Yeah.
Sure enough,
everyone's like, they're going to change that rule. And sure enough, that rule, that was just a joke. No, this is the new rule. So, of course, everyone knew they were changing that rule.
Yeah, so now you're going to see Ohio State and Northwestern for the Big Ten championship.
So they're not going to play this week at all then?
No. Basically, they didn't even say, after further review, it's not 6 games. We're going to make it 5 games or 4 games. They basically just said, you know what? It doesn't matter. Ohio State is the best one from the East. The Northwestern is best from the West. They're going to play in Indianapolis, and let's get some TV revenue.
Yeah, all bets are off. And I wish they would just come out and say, this isn't based on science. This is based on us making money. I wish they would say that. I
wish they would, too. They did say, they quote, competitive analysis. This is competitive in the best interest of the competitiveness of the Big Ten. Which is just a joke.
Whatever.
Notre Dame, though, they come back because we're now a Notre Dame podcast.
Apparently. Okay, we are.
Yeah, 45-21 over Syracuse.
Well, say that again?
45-10 over, or 45-21 over Syracuse.
And they're still at the number 2 spot. Correct?
They are.
Yeah. And so really all that really lies in the way for them is Clemson.
Yeah. But shout out again to the Cyclones. I mean, destroying West Virginia 42-6 for those.
Well, and your Iowa won too.
Yes, they did.
I'm not sure which bandwagon you're on this week, so
Well, it just depends. Iowa 35-21 over Illinois.
Illinois.
Illinois. It's like Des Moines.
Well, it's Des Moines, Washington.
I know, but it's not. You don't say the S.
Why not? It's there.
The only good, compelling game was Auburn, Texas A&M, and finally, Bo's got that team. They're number 5. They're on the outside looking in, but they finally got a legit coach for a gazillion dollars.
He's finally paying off. Oh, speaking of outside looking in, what about BYU?
They're out. They lost to Coastal Carolina.
Exactly.
That game, I flipped that game on for a second. Coastal Carolina wins 22-17. That was not a very high level of, I mean, again, I don't want to offend the Utah listeners and BYU contingent, but I was looking for a little bit more there as far as the level.
Well, Coastal Carolina, don't they get a shot at somebody this weekend too?
They could.
I thought they were playing. I have to go back and look. I thought they were playing somebody that was ranked and they could knock off.
They're in the transfer portal.
They are, yes.
They're looking for a game, any game, anyway. I have their schedule right here. They got the mighty guys of Troy. They play Troy on
okay, that's not
Saturday.
Nice. Never mind.
That's okay. Liberty? Are you still talking about Liberty?
No, they're gone. They're done. That was a joke.
I know. So the college football playoffs, this is our whole point. It's an absolute, I mean, they're not kidding anybody. This is a money grab. It's always been a money grab. It doesn't matter.
Well, and so same with that. So, okay, back to that. What's the bowl game situation right now? What are they saying for bowl games?
I just read yesterday they cut already like 13 of the 30-some bowl games have been canceled.
They should just have the 4 teams that are 1 through 4 in playoff. Yes.
Why?
Because the bowl games are a joke. You got people with played 3 games. Like your Arizona State's played like 1 game this year.
Put them in a
They'll
bowl.
probably get in a bowl game. They'll probably be in like the Las Vegas Bowl or something.
They're going to be in the Easy
Arizona
Medical.
State's 0-1, and they're in the.
Now wait, what if we had an EasyMedicalStore.com bowl?
Maybe we should.
See, ASU.
That's different.
ASU could go into that, the EasyMedicalStore.com bowl.
Well, we could be the. We could do play. You could do play-by-play. I'll do color. And
yeah, exactly. And you could be the official. Then you want a bowl game. Then you're going to change your tune.
Well, that's different. Then it benefits me. So I'm like a politician. If it benefits me, I'm all for it.
Are you watching any college basketball?
A little bit. I was hoping to have that Gonzaga Baylor game go off. That would have been awesome.
That would have been, but that got shut down.
It did. But speaking of getting shut down, what does Mike Krzyzewski say?
Krzyzewski?
Yes.
Krzyzewski?
Debo
Krzyzewski?
Coach K, what's he say? He's saying
he came up and he said, right. He said, "What are we doing exactly?"
Yeah, and he's right. What do they do? Now you're talking. So okay, let me just compare it. You're bunch of sweaty guys are playing a contact sport. They're in basketball, very contact. I mean, they're rubbing up against each other, sweating like crazy, and they can do that. But California can't have outdoor seating in a restaurant. I mean, come on. It's just ridiculous.
Well, yeah, the Niners had to play that game yesterday or was that yesterday? I forget what day games are on. I think it was yesterday or Monday night. When did San Francisco play the Bills?
I think that was Sunday.
No, it was Monday. Was it Monday? It was Monday night.
Was it Monday night? Yeah.
Yeah, because Pittsburgh,
that's right.
Washington game was.
There was 2 games. That's right. There was 2 games Monday.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're floating back to NFL, but we didn't talk about this. So Tim's like, I can't. I'm still working. Of course, he's not because he's.
I was working.
He's devoted to the NFL. He's like, I can't find the Washington Pittsburgh game on. I said it's on a Fox, and he goes, I've been on Fox. I'm on Fox, our local Fox station here in Seattle. It's not on. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you didn't believe me.
Of course not. I never
do. You don't know what you're talking about.
So then I'm like, what about NFL.com, NFL Network, or what about Amazon Prime, or all this stuff?
I'm trying. I was on the Hallmark Channel looking for it. I mean, they have like that Puppy Bowl thing, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe they got it. I'm looking through everything.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I go in the house finally, and I'm like, what the hell is this game? I'm looking around, like you said, it's nowhere. So I look on the Twitter sphere, which is the answers to all things, and it says through contractual shit because it's a makeup game, it's not shown in our local area because the news is on. But somebody on Twitter's like, oh, it's on crack streams. Do you know about
that sounds really above board right there. Crack stream. I'm going to some black market hack thing called Crack Stream.
Hey, but your boy was there for you.
You were. I appreciate it.
The IT boy goes into action. I'm on my phone looking, and I pull up crackstream.com, and sure as Shinola, sure as Sheboygan, Tim Boyle, it pulls up. I am watching the Washington-Pittsburgh game, the Fox broadcast. I sling it up with my Apple TV thing into the TV, and boom, we're in business. We see the Steelers go down.
Yeah, I got to watch the last few minutes because you sent me the link, and I was waiting for the FBI to like knock on my door or something.
Well, they still might actually.
And I wasn't sure if they were going to get me for the crack or the stream or what they were going to get me for.
It's almost like Skinamax, but it's just a little different.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure it's very above board.
Seriously, crack streams out there. I've actually been routed to them before. It's insane. Any NFL game that you can't see in your area, if you don't have Red Zone, which if you don't have Red Zone, you're a moron and you like NFL. I'm so sorry. You should get it today.
Yeah, it's like $5 a month.
Yeah. So, but you can see that also if you're into the NBA, which that's kind of going to go in our little bonus section here because, we cover the NBA like we cover, what do we not cover? Like,
the same with it's like tennis.
That's
like our tennis
to our 29th listener. Come on.
I like tennis.
I know. He's going to come on at the Australian Open or whatever's coming next.
Okay, cool.
So crack streams, ladies and gentlemen, you can watch NBA games there. You can watch NFL games. Again, that's unpaid sponsorship right there.
I was just going to say, you getting like a kickback?
No, but that's a pro tip right there.
All right, cool.
Okay.
So anyway,
Jeffsy comes out and says, listen, we got 200 and God knows how many people dying. We have umpteen millions cases. What are we doing? And I am convinced, again, no scientific data behind it, but I don't even know that it's the field of play and the field, the transfer of the coronavirus is happening actually on the court. I mean, who knows? I don't know. But these guys are together all the time. They're going here, they're going there. They're on planes and buses and shit in locker rooms. Come on.
Yeah, so basically what you're saying is it's like a petri dish, right?
It is.
Yes.
So
especially in basketball, because they're sweaty as can be, and it's such a contact sport, and you got two teams coming together, plus all the people they've been around, and by the way, I don't think it's that dangerous for them to do it because they're all young and healthy, and when they get it, nothing seems to be wrong. But the fact is,
10 years from now, when they have a
whatever, who knows, whatever. But the fact is, it's all hypocritical. They shouldn't. Yeah. All the science would tell you that they shouldn't be doing that, But instead, we're going to close a gym where I'm not even within 6 feet of somebody, and unlike you, I wipe down my equipment.
I know.
And so you can't do that, but you can do this, and you can't have outdoor seating in California, but you can play basketball. Come on. Well, the hypocrisy in this is just out of control.
Right. And so I was wrong way back in February, March or whatever, when we talked about this, and I'm like, there's no way they're not going to play March Madness. There's no way they're not going to start or keep the NBA going, and there's no way they're the MLB or whatever, because I'm like, money, man. It's money, money, money. Now I was wrong. But now I'm right, because the reality now is it's freaking dollar bills, y'all.
And what have they decided about this year's March Madness?
I think they're going to try and do it in a one location, in a bubble.
Without fans?
I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing, yes, they should. I mean,
They're going to start doing the vaccine. Like Mindy's supposed to get the vaccine like next week.
Well, good. I know, but you think that's going to propagate and consume by about 300 million people?
No, but 300 million people don't need to get it.
I know.
Keep in mind, like
So the
20 million people have already had it. So then you got the younger population. You don't need to give it to everybody before there's herd immunity. And
no, I know, but are you going to give it to the NFL and to the NBA and to the NCAA, largest revenue sports first? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think they're giving it to the healthcare workers first. And you know what? And truth be told, I don't care when I get it. Just whenever my turn comes, I'll take it.
You've had the vaccine?
No, I've had the. I pop positive.
Yeah, so Todd doesn't need it. There's 20 million
That's
Americans
right. I don't need it. Nobody in this house needs it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so the question is if they're going to have fans at March Madness. I mean, I have no idea. No idea.
I think they probably could if they've gotten or maybe if you to go to March Madness, you have to have had the vaccine. I mean, there's ways they could do it that actually makes sense. Other than what they're doing now doesn't make any sense. Nothing's based on science. It's all based on money, and you've even admitted that. I mean, everything they're doing in sports is just based on money.
Right, but it's about in the professional ranks they have way more ability to control situations, and still it's not perfect, right? In college, you can't control the environments. It's just impossible to do. So yeah, I have no idea. That's freaking. And they should just extend that shit out until whenever. And I don't know if there's fans. Again, from where I sit in Seattle, Washington, I watch SEC football where there's a gazillion people, and I was watching the Auburn Texas A&M game, and there's a ton of kids with no masks in the thing. Like, whatever, man.
They've already had it.
I guess, whatever.
I don't know. I mean, if by March, I think there'd be enough people that have gotten the vaccine where you could, prove you got the vaccine, go watch.
Right, but it's not in the arena. I mean, how do you control 30,000 people, even more, outside of the little arena? That's the problem.
The only people that get in the arena though is people that have had it. I know,
but if it's in Indianapolis, if it's in New Orleans, if it's in Houston, I mean, they all go out and it's outside the arena that you have no control. So I have no idea. I'm not for or against any of this stuff. So it doesn't matter because it's money.
All I know is it's going to be based on politics and money rather than science when we're doing all this stuff.
Of course.
I don't need to inject here, but didn't I hear something about the Cowboys? Their stadium was almost full this last week.
In Dallas?
Yeah. They had a lot of fans.
Not that I saw. They've had the same amount of fans since
I think you can have a few fans, but not full.
Like Arizona has fans. They have
Tennessee
organized.
And Jacksonville has fans. Kansas City has fans.
More than Seattle?
Seattle doesn't have any.
Well, if there's one in there, it's more than Seattle.
Yeah, exactly. Again, I'm also okay with that, but we are running up against. Let's come back. We're almost to an hour here. We got some bonus material. I'm interested in your thoughts. I know you've dived very deep, Tim Boyle, into the James Harden story about where he's going to go, the John Wall trade, all of those NBAs, because it's your fave.
No, I have an opinion, but I haven't dove deep into it.
I know, I'm being sarcastic. We'll be back right after this.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna replenish.
All right. Oh, sorry about that. Excuse me. Twitter. All righty. Oh, isn't that nice? Look at the Boyles' house. Nice little Christmas decorations there.
This is really odd timing.
I want to go live there.
The Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies voted, which is, by the way, a bipartisan council, voted against.
What are we listening to here, Todd?
Oh, sorry.
Well, I don't know.
I was just listening to an update. YouTube has said that there will be no more videos, and they'll take any videos down that dispute the election because Safe Harbor Day has already passed.
Yeah, I saw that. But guess what? You know what they didn't do 4 years ago when everybody was disputing that they didn't do that?
No, I know.
So, you know,
Of course, we're not political here on this show, right?
Scott, you're a Dem, but you have to admit that this stuff is not it's not like it's fair both ways. Because 4 years ago, nobody would accept that Trump won, but
Right.
nobody was disputing or putting disclaimers on anybody's tweets or anything like that 4 years ago.
Right.
It's bullshit. Whoops.
Oops.
Wait, hold on. That's the first one. Is that a drinking game? Is that a new drinking game?
Sorry.
I'll tell you the best part was when Scott just burped while you were gone.
Yeah.
And then holds his beer up.
Of course.
Nicely done, Scott.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think you had it in you.
Well, everyone.
All right. Are we coming back with bonus material?
Yeah, but what is the bonus material? Because I haven't made that up yet.
I got a story about going to the mall.
Oh, that's right. You had a story. Thank God you had a story, because I don't really have many stories.
Okay.
And
then
let's see very quickly, and then we'll be just make sure there's not any late breaking. No late breaking. There's a lot of, by the way, the Iowa Hawkeyes. I mean, all of my college basketball bandwagon. So ASU has been doing very well. Iowa's ranked 3rd in the country. Go Hawks, Hawkeyes.
That's a perfect time for you to get on their bandwagon.
Exactly. No, I don't see anything new.
All right, let's just start the bonus round, and
we got it. Time now for the bonus portion of the program. Tim, you have a story. Before you get into that, I just want to make sure that everybody saw this little story that LSU football has self-imposed a 1-year bowl ban, basically for Odell Beckham Jr. handing out $100 bills at the end of the national championship last year.
But Scott, he was drunk when he was doing it, so it doesn't count, does it?
No, and it was Monopoly money. Come on.
He was liquored.
He was something. I love it, though.
But
Okay,
why does LSU get in trouble for that?
LSU self-imposed. LSU did it to themselves.
I know, but why? They should have just fought it.
No, because the NCAA, which we could talk about that for a second, okay? You want to talk about a leaderless rudder, a leaderless joke of an organization, the NCAA? What are you doing? Except absolutely nothing except collecting checks you don't deserve.
Exactly. Well, I brought up the word hypocrisy a few minutes ago, and nothing epitomizes hypocrisy like the NCAA.
Oh, it's just in this particular,
Was it really LSU's fault that Odell Beckham was doing that, though? I mean, not that I want to stick up for LSU, because I don't want to stick up for him. It's not like I'm not going to get Tom Brady syndrome here, but
it was either the Tom Brady jersey or the Tungavaloa jersey. It was a tough decision to get you.
Well, my wife would not have let me wear the Tom Brady jersey. I'm going to tell you that right now. In fact, we got to talk about that for a minute.
Go ahead.
The chief of nothing texted us.
Yes.
And he was talking about how Tom Brady, he doesn't agree with us that Tom Brady's not the GOAT, and he's got him, I don't know, he's got him at number 17 or something. He's got Otto Graham in front of him and all these.
Unitas.
He's got Terry Bradshaw. He got the Snake, Kenny Stabler? I don't know.
Yeah, he's if you played that long, Jim Mondort again, love him.
Yeah, he's great. So we're only picking on him because we love him.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's making the argument that Tom Brady is not the greatest. And so he starts going, and he's just been around forever. You played 20 years in a bad division. You would win too. I'm sorry.
There are a lot of quarterbacks have played for 20 years and never won any Super Bowls.
I didn't have time to text this because I'm just
you were like chicken. I was at least firing back at.
Well, there was a situation. Was that after the Seahawks had lost, or when was? No, that was before.
It was before.
Anyway, I was busy doing stuff. Anyway,
you were vacuuming, and I think
I
you
was.
were
A lot of
trying to figure out a way to water your Christmas tree with that stand.
I talk about that. You say you should have the Christmas tree on the Instagram post. What do? I do that. You write the Howard Cosell in the bumper coming back. I do that. I do everything you told me to do.
You just wrote like a 1 second. I gave you like a whole novel.
I know, but I'm sorry. It's only an hour show. I tried to do it. I recorded it. It lasts like 8 hours. I need more music.
Oh, that's funny.
I did everything you've asked me.
Anyway, back to I'm not here to talk about the past. I'm gonna pull my Mark McGuire. I'm not here to talk about the past.
Where's Canseco when I need him?
So Jim's, he's given us like 17 different quarterbacks that are better than Tom Brady. I was having flashbacks of last Christmas when all of a sudden I was defending Tom Brady, and then I don't know why I was defending him because I hate the guy. At least I did at that moment. At that moment, I hated him. But all my family members are naming all these quarterbacks. By the time they got done, Brady's not even getting in the Hall of Fame because there's like 45 other quarterbacks that have been named that are better than him.
Oh, I know.